Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video. I know I'm tiny on screen, but that's because what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be talking about some lovely software because, well, you saw the title of this, and I'm generally interested in software, and my personal favorite browser, Firefox, has been losing market share, a decent amount lately. And they were for a long time the leading alternative to Internet Explorer. Now, of course, Chrome kind of dominates the world. I thought it would be really neat for me to show off the newest release of Firefox, Firefox 57, or as they're calling it, Quantum. Kind of lame, whatever. I just wanted to show off how it ran on different classes of hardware with a pretty heavy workload. Probably I have total loaded, because I'm a total nut, somewhere between 150 to 200 tabs in the browser. So just to give you an idea of what I'm putting this thing through, just so you can see kind of its overall performance. I'm going to talk about each machine that I have it running on. You've got it running on 3 different computers, and I'm going to, and at some point I am going to compare it to Chrome. So if you hear a fan in the background, that's just my space heater kicking on and off because it's a bit chilly down here, and that's just my wallpaper because that's the kind of truck I have, but you can accuse me of shilling for Nissan if you really want. If Nissan wants to give me a free truck, I'll sure as hell take one for showing the picture. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Anyway, because, car companies are in the business of giving, at least the time of this recording, channels with between 400 subscribers, free vehicles. Great business plan there. Anyway, enough joking aside. The first machine that I'm going to show off is what I call my Vista era machine, because I originally put it together back in roughly the Windows Vista era. The only issue is that I've had to Frankenstein it over the years. I've kind of Frankenstein upgrades to it. The only thing that's really original to it anymore is kind of the RAM and graphics card. I know it seems a little silly, but the setup is actually pretty similar, because at one point I had an issue with the motherboard on this. It was actually due to me messing up a processor. So I actually bought a new motherboard and processor, but very low end one. I'm going to go ahead and show you the specs on this machine. Just seeing an idea of what we're looking at. We're only looking at a dual core processor. We do have 6 gigs of RAM in this thing, and it's only running at about 3 gigahertz. Okay. Right now, the only modern thing in this machine is an SSD. I did swap the hard drive out with an SSD in this thing. So that's the only thing about this thing that is really modern. The video card, the NVIDIA, and it only has 256 megs of RAM for, whopping 256 of video memory is what this thing has. So it's pretty old by today's standard, but it's still extremely usable as a web browsing and light gaming machine. I would say it still does the job. But when this thing does die, I'm not going to put any more money into this thing. That's for sure at this point. So anyway, as you can see right now, if you're looking at the task manager, it's pushed kind of hard, right? We're at about, it's almost maxed out on CPU and RAM. So let's go ahead and actually look at, see how the browser, performs, right? With all these tabs loaded up. Well, obviously it scrolls really quick. Clearly I'm controlling this machine through VNC. It's not the machine I'm actually using. So scrolling's good. Let's see switching between tabs. That goes well, and you can scroll. Boom. For as much as this machine is being taxed, this is very good performance, right? Let's go ahead and just scroll over here, get this one here. See, it's going pretty good. Very good performance considering the age of this machine. Now, let's see how good it does quick closing tabs, right? Let's just say I want to kill off a bunch of crap. It does a pretty good job of killing off tabs, right? Okay, now it did miss this one, but to be fair, I launched all these tabs at like the same time, so let's try to reload this one. Oh, I'm gonna have my first fail. All right, let's close some more tabs here. But the bottom line is the performance on this is much, much, much better than what you would expect, right? So I basically have a ton of, what I would call regular sites up, right? And they're loading up. I mean, it's switching. It's performing more or less how you would expect. Yeah, it stutters a little bit here and there. But typically, I don't load this many tabs up at this exact same time. Typically, I'll have maybe 50 or 60 up at once. Yeah, I know that's a lot, but keep in mind, I have over 200 tabs open, and I have like 70 YouTube tabs, right? So this is how I peruse YouTube. I just have a whole bunch of crap bookmarked, my favorite channels or whatever. And I'll just pull them up and just see what new things they've uploaded on their site. But as you can see, overall, like I said, this thing it's not perfect, and it does stutter some. But you got to keep in mind the age of this, what this machine is working with. For what this machine is, I'm highly impressed with that it works at all, really, that it's really working at all at this point. It's really, a really cool, in my opinion, not really cool. It's just, for what it is, works well, even on old machines. And yeah, I know most people aren't going to open 200 tabs at once. And now, obviously, it is stuttering some. But, it's whatever. It's still performing. Actually, I'm a little disappointed now. It was doing a lot better before. This is what happens when you. It's because it's basically using. I see what's happened. It basically ran out of RAM, so now it's using the disk, kind of as a swap file here. Which is smart design, so it doesn't actually, because it doesn't crash the program. It just slows it down a bit. Okay, guys. All right. I guess I don't recommend launching over 200 tabs on a machine, from like the Windows Vista to early Windows 7 era. Who would have thought, right? So yeah, it's whatever. It is what it is. That's how that one performs. Now we're going to look at a machine that is actually much newer than that one. I built this machine here that we're looking at here. Let me go ahead and enlarge it. This machine that I'm looking at here, I built back in 2011. So it was in the Windows 7 era for sure. I built it as an upgrade to my old system. It's got a Phenom 2 X6, so it's a 6-core processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and of course it has an SSD, and the video card it has in it is ATI Radeon 5770, which has 4 gigs of video memory in it. So this is quite a bit more powerful than the other machine we were looking at. So let's go ahead and see how it performs. Remote control. Hey, look, there's my buddy Chris from Dixieland Farms. If you're watching this, hi, Chris. So anyway, it just goes, I mean, look at that. smooth as silk, right? And let's see what sort of memory consumption we have. It's using about 8 gigs, roughly. Whatever, you know. This thing has 16 gigs, so that's really not an issue. Let's see how quick we can, you know, switch lightning fast, right? And this is going through the YouTube tabs. Then we'll click into the normal tabs. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal performance here, right? So, yeah, I am super, super, super impressed with this. Great performance. And as you can see, Firefox is finally multi-process like Chrome, or at least fully multi-process like Chrome. It's about time, guys. So anyway, that's it. You know, for that machine, obviously the machine is, the performance is leagues better because, well, the machine is a lot more powerful than the other one. And this would do, honestly, I could probably still use this one as my main PC if I really wanted to. Although that might be an issue for some of the games that I play. But aside from games, this machine that, you know, we're watching here could be my main machine. I think it would serve. Anyway, we're actually going to talk about my main computer right now. So here we are on my current rig, which is my real physical, well, they're all physical computers, but this is my main computer that I use all the time. And it's this one I built back in 2015. It has an i7 4790K in it, 32 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 970 is the video card. So there you go. Anyway, okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually, right now I have both Chrome and Firefox open with those same 200 and some tabs, right? And as you can see on my task manager, Firefox is using up about 8 gigs and Chrome is using about 6. And Firefox is running more CPU. Now, I could only do this on this computer because I actually tried doing the same experiment on the machine I just showed you guys. The problem is I actually ran out of RAM when I did that. It only has 16 gigs, so it did actually run out of memory. And when that happened, it crashed Firefox. Whatever. Chrome kept going, but Firefox died, so I just had to close down Chrome and load all those sites up in Firefox. So let's see how the two browsers compare to each other now on my completely modern computer, right? They actually compare pretty favorably to each other. So let's go ahead and I will start. We'll start off with Chrome, right? Here's Chrome. Does pretty well. We can switch tabs very easily. Things load up real fast. No real issue, right? So let's click back to, quote, you know, I guess what you would call the standard tabs. And there you go. Pretty cool stuff, right? Bam. I mean, it just goes lightning quick, right? Chrome's great for that. Well, so here comes Firefox. Boom. 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 And let's do the same thing with the YouTube tabs. Same deal, man. Very, very excellent performance with Firefox on this as well. Now, I find this absolutely great because I was actually, go ahead and enlarge myself now and just kind of, I was actually this close to abandoning Firefox because I just recently reimaged my main machine again, and after I did, for some reason, Firefox's performance got really shit. it was stuttering really bad. Like when I would try to, if I had a whole lot of tabs open, because I am a quote power user, I had a whole lot of tabs open. Basically, if I would try to scroll, it would kind of go like this, like it, not, wasn't instantaneous. It was slow sometimes. It would stutter a lot. Sometimes when I would try to switch tabs, it would be like, and then it would eventually switch tabs. And I noticed this in Firefox. It was so bad that I actually was like, you know what? I'm gonna just load all my bookmarks into Chrome and see if it does better. Because I've been a very long time Firefox user. I just prefer it to Chrome overall. Really, a lot of it is... Oh, crud, I'm moving the screen around instead of myself. Shrink myself a little bit down now. No, shrink. Don't move me. Yeah, there we go. I really like the UI of Firefox a lot better than Chrome. For example, when you have a whole lot of tabs open, you can at least read some of the tab and know what the hell the tab is. If you have a lot of tabs open in Chrome, what I hate is they're triangles. Oh, that's so fucking irritating. They're triangles. Who the hell even knows what that shit is, right? That, to me, is crappy UI. Another thing that I don't like in Chrome is as soon as you click onto a page, the videos start auto-playing. That drives me fucking insane, having videos autoplay. I don't like that. I like to be able to control when the video starts playing, and that's a really easy setting change in Firefox. You go to About Config, Disable Autoplay, and it doesn't autoplay anymore. In Chrome, it just fucking does. It requires an extension if you actually want that. So I am really glad that Firefox has really improved the performance in Firefox 57. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy about the add-ons, them killing off the legacy add-ons. Well, for me, that wasn't really a problem. I managed to find a replacement, modern extension for all the old add-ons I was using. So for me, it was a totally smooth transition. If you have some critical add-on that will only work in older versions of Firefox, that might be a deal breaker for you. But for me, the much better, the performance is just so much better. And to me, it makes Firefox more than competitive with Chrome. And with the UI, the better UI and the better just features of Firefox, I'm really happy to be to continue to use Firefox as my main browser. That's pretty much it. This was just a really quick look, hopefully, at this stuff. I wanted to show it off on a few different classes of machines. That way you guys could really see what's going on. Anyway, that pretty much wraps this up. As always, if you like this, thumbs up. If you hate me, thumbs down. Share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.